The basic construct, the A.G.Iliades construct, the original system that I've been developing to rebuild the state of the planet, um, requires the ability for the construct and the system to explain the planetary state. That is, to explain how energy is transferred into the planet, how the planet is maintained in the state that we can operate and have meaningful information. We have energy transferred, energy and light beams transferred through space into the planet's sealed, structured system, and we have various planets in the solar system of the planet, which, if looked at more carefully as the state model that we're trying to develop, to explain how the planetary motion and manifestation of the sun, and how the planet duplicates itself to create an array structure, and how you operate at different times and in different parts of the planet, we can begin to form a model for the state. We can form a model that explains how oxygen works, how oxygen is generated on the planet. We operate on the planet, and we may generate things such as oxygen and matter through our interaction with the state of the planet. So the model must take in the solar system. As we can see, some planets are cold, some planets are heated, some planets, we have the moon. And in the solar system of the planet, and most structured in the array, a lot of these elements are used in a way as a ballast system, where heating and cooling exchange to the planet through the known plane section of the planet that we operate on, transfers a variety of energy and state to the various planets to create the elements and the climate necessary to maintain life. So in a way, it's like a huge reactor. The planet must go through multiple arrays. It must go through gravitational arrays. It must go through energy arrays, visible light arrays, radiation arrays, chemical arrays. So all these various arrays operate on the planet to maintain life state and a balance of nature. The current state on the planet is corrupt. We have a large population and power structures on the planet, and the destruction of assets and the way a basic normal human being is treated on the planet is totally corrupt in any measure. So basically, we want to alter the state, put a system in to explain how these elements operate, create a structured mathematical model that allows us to maintain our rights and laws, our logical thinking processes, and it encompasses it in a meaningful structure. We could use elements such as glass, which are abundant in the universe, elements such as plastics, oxygens, carbons, gases, and energy, with the properly structured mathematical elements. The three elements I use is a triangular section of a known elemental part where some event occurs through a section, a meaningful event that we can draw upon to maintain the state of the planet. A mathematical square, which allows us to translate various known and to be future tested parameters such as the speed of an electron, the size of a molecule. All these elements would fit in the mathematical construct, and the mathematical construct would be logical, so it would fit through the logical, meaningful words that you use. And the structure would then be quite simple mathematics with the addition of various states of either a section of a cube. So the mathematics comes down to basic multiplication and addition to get meaningful results. There's something like 300 pi's used in the model, and these various pi's are sections, can define sections, parts, zones, areas, time constraints, time sections, through gas states, through matter states, through gravity fields, through computational array structures. So the basic model is to put the most correct model of known nature on the planet. Now, we live in a corrupt post-apocalyptic industry state. 80% of the operating corporations are corrupt. To get into a position of being able to use technology that's stolen from each generation that tries to answer a problem, you must be quite corrupt in this planet. So the fact is that solutions are made on this planet by each generation up to 2,000 times. The same problem is solved over and over again. But the corrupt state has boxed in the average operating person who can logically come up with an answer, quite a logical answer, has boxed them in, has stopped them operating with people who are in the same range of understanding, has lumped them with people who operate for places such as the government, the police, the military. So many of the people that you are dealing with or end up dealing with are corrupted as well. So the state, the corrupted state, to control power, money flow, technology flow, steal basically every asset that's generated on the planet, has manifested into some sort of grid array structure which has isolated properly operating normal human beings. And from the moment of birth where a child actually does solve answers, the same questions are solved by a child every generation. Through school, the same answers to the same questions every generation. And that construction that person puts into the world, whether you create a playing card game when you grow up and you make friends and you create consensus, the industrial state, the corruption will use the person that you've actually formed consensus with and manipulate them to the point where they're inoperable as a normal human being. So this is the sort of war we're up against. So we need to actually establish the new state. We can develop all manner of technology required to maintain the state. We would operate outside the corrupt state, outside the corrupt power structures. We would not deal with these people at all in any shape or form because they have no intent whatsoever of seeing any meaningful correction of the planet. So basically the structure has been developed, the systems are in place, the development is required. The audios that I've done explain the status quo of what the planet is currently residing in. as a logical person, you would reject 90% of what's being dished out to us. To get a job these days, you have to start dealing with pariah states, large countries that are designed specifically to steal, manipulate, control large sections of the population. And basically, we have to alter this state. We have to put down the power of the correct planetary state, which is manipulated, altered, commoditized, liquidated, along with you as a normal operating person. So we must put all these factors back in place, reconstruct the planetary state, and use a new mathematics, as all the old mathematics are manipulated and altered to suit the vicarious requirements of the state. No meaningful education is actually given to us. No meaningful audio or video information is presented to us. The television is basically all attack on normal human state. So we have to alter the state. We have to separate ourselves from these people and regenerate as normal operating people on the planet. Thank you. My name is A.G.Iliades.